So the next one is morning routine. You notice that I said morning routine slash ritual and not timetable. Yes, because forming a morning routine is the first step in to learning how to create a daily timetable. When you perform morning routines over and over again for a while, it sticks, and soon it will also transcend into the rest of your day. I didn't really have a consistent morning routine at the start. I had something, but it was kind of like on and off. I was either scrolling on my phone in the morning, watching a movie. Since the rest of the day was usually filled with other things to do, I had to utilize the morning to do productive stuff. And I got inspiration from Hamza, where he talked about doing your most important task first thing in the morning before doing anything else. And that was when I started optimizing my morning routine. So this is what it looked like when I started this. So I have a school day and free day. School day means I had to go to school that day. I had classes, and then free day means that I had no lectures, so I was at home throughout. So this is what I did. So school day was wake up, start working on my project 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. So that's an hour of working on my project, and then right after, when it reached 6 a.m., I'll just close my laptop and then do a full body stretch, and then after that do some gratitude journaling, and then read some pages of a book I was reading, whatever it was. I think it was deep work at that time. I was reading deep work at that time. So 7 to 7:30 I'll eat and then get ready for school. And then usually when I'll be doing all this, I wouldn't really touch my phone. Like my phone would just be on its own. I haven't gone online, so sometimes I'll do this even without going online once throughout the morning until 10 a.m. doing all this without going online, because some people, once they wake up, you could take your phone, you check messages, check this, check that, and before you know it, you've eaten into the time you used to start working on your project or start reading or whatever. So I advise you, when you're doing something like this, please do not check your phone, or do not have your phone notifications on. I think I'll talk about this later in the video. Free day. So free day, wake up, start working on project, full body stretch, gratitude journaling, read some pages on current book. And then after reading pages on current book, normally I'll eat and then get ready for school. But here I won't eat. So this is where I'll start fasting. I'll talk about fasting later in the video. So step outside to buy coffee, get in some sunlight as well. Get coffee ready. Then 8:30 to 11, this is where I'll start reading. After doing my project first in the morning, this is where I'll start reading my lecture notes from 8 to 12, depending on my drive. I'll read lecture notes and textbooks, 60 to 90-minute blocks. And then also I'll take with 5 to 15 minutes music break. I just play instrumental. I'll just rest my head, play instrumentals for 5 to 15 minutes, and then continue reading. And right after everything, by 12 or 11, I'll just step out to get something to eat, and it's usually eggs. And this is where I actually started trying to work on what I would do in the morning. So you can see 5 a.m. This was March 29th of March. This was 2023. This is not 2024. This is 2023. I didn't write the year here. So this is 2023. 5:30 a.m. 5:30 a.m. to 6:50 to 7 a.m. Stretch, manual muscle exercise, journal, read. This was what I was doing, and then I had to adjust it a bit. It's usually what you start out with is not what you're going to end with. You're going to be adjusting bit by bit. It takes trial and error to get a really good morning routine. So this is another attempt I made to tweak my morning routine. So you can just check it out. And then one thing you notice is that, look at the time, 6:53 a.m. This is May 29. This is March 29. 6:58 a.m. See how consistent I was with journaling. The time I set out to journal, which was around 6. I think journal was around between 5:50 to 7 a.m. and then I also did it. Yes, I think it was journaling here too was around 5:30 to 6:50 to 7 a.m. So you need to be consistent with the morning routine for it to help you work. You actually need to be deliberate about it. Sometimes it's not just going to happen. You may not feel like doing it. You just have to do it, because when your body gets used to doing it at certain times, before you know it becomes automatic. But you need to put in the work first to make it automatic. That's, you also actually have to be like forcing yourself to do it in the morning, even when you don't feel like it. So actionable steps. This may sting a bit, but your future self will thank you for taking the effort to create a morning routine. Take out a piece of paper, write down the things you usually do in the morning. Then take note of what those things are. They have to consist of delayed gratification activities. That's things that actually don't, they are not stimulating. These are things that aren't stimulating: exercising, reading non-fiction. You can read fiction, just don't mind me saying non-fiction. You can read fiction, non-fiction, anyone. But the reason why I said non-fiction here is because sometimes when you read fiction, you can get carried away and want to read more and then not do other things. But whichever works for you, but be mindful of the time you use to read it, and don't get carried away. Journaling, stretching, So you can copy my routine for inspiration and then start to play around with it, add, subtract, or rearrange the way it is. Just make sure that the first thing you're doing is the most important task you have to do. For me, it was either working on my project or reading for my exams. So something to note: please do not go crazy with this. Don't end up adding about 7 things, activities to do in your morning routine, because it's at some point to get tiring. Yes, maybe at the starting you'll actually be able to do those 7 things, but along the line, when you're less motivated, you won't want to do any of them because it feels tiring to do all 7. So please take it slow. Just start off with 1 or 2, and then you can start increasing it as you go up, please. When you've become strong in the morning routine, you can now attempt to extend your routine into the afternoon or into the night. What I did was, I first started with morning routines, and then now started night routines. So it was morning and night routines. In the afternoon was usually free mode for me, and then I started to push those 2 to meet at the middle. I started planning more of my evenings, and then from morning routine I started planning more of my afternoons, and then it actually became a daily routine. So it's just something you can work on, and then take your time. It's not going to happen as fast as you think. Just trust the process, and then to work for you.